What is up, everyone? It's Mike Thornton from Chasing the Meso, and you are listening to Under the Meso, Episode 2, and today we are going to talk about severe weather safety. But before we get into talking about severe weather safety, I do want to send a huge thank you to everyone who has liked my Facebook photography page in the past week or so. In the past week or so, I went from 500 likes all the way up to 834 likes, and I am extremely thankful for that. So if you liked my page, thank you. I am very thankful. I am also thankful, guys, that just as recently as yesterday, I became a NOAA Weather Ready Nation ambassador, something that I hold extremely close to me because of the fact of how much I advocate for severe weather safety. And because of that, it made me think about the topic for today. How can you stay severe weather safe during storm season? So let's get right into it. Now, in case you stumbled upon my podcast today for the first time, let me give some background information about myself. My name is Michael Thornton. I have been chasing severe weather for the past 5 years, and I've also been giving severe weather safety talks to the public for the past 4 years. I have also taken college-level meteorology classes, and finally, I am currently majoring in emergency management at Rose State College in Midwest City, Oklahoma. The reason behind making this podcast talking about severe weather safety is because I hope that I am able to help those who are not knowledgeable about this subject better understand it. So with all of that being said, let's get right into it. Before we can get into talking about severe weather safety, we first must understand how a thunderstorm forms. I believe that understanding how thunderstorms form is the first step to being able to mitigate the loss of life. For a thunderstorm to be able to form, it needs 3 key ingredients. These ingredients include instability, moisture, and a boundary for the storm to initiate. You may be asking yourself, what is instability? Instability means that the atmosphere is unstable. When the atmosphere is unstable, the temperature will begin to drop significantly as you get higher into the atmosphere. So you may be asking yourself, how do we get thunderstorms if the air cools down as we increase in height? Well, during the day, the Earth's atmosphere heats up because of radiation from the sun. If you have a blue sky and a severe weather day, then the atmosphere will be able to heat up much more quickly because nothing is blocking radiation from getting to the Earth's surface. After the radiation has reached the ground, conduction begins to occur. Conduction is the process of the ground transferring the heat from the sun back into the air. Once conduction has completed, this warm air will rise and convection will occur. So you may be asking yourself now, how can moisture play a role in thunderstorm development? Well, simply put, if you have no moisture in the air, you will get no storms. The reason for this is because the air will be too dry for storms to form. When dew points are around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, storms are able to form more easily and can become severe. Within every thunderstorm exists an updraft, downdraft, frozen liquid water, and water vapor. Some severe thunderstorms can reach as high as 70 feet into the atmosphere. To put that into context, planes fly at around 31,000 to 38,000 feet. Now that we know how thunderstorms form, let's talk about what a severe thunderstorm is. A severe thunderstorm is a thunderstorm that is either producing winds over 58 miles per hour or hail up to at least 0.75 inches. Severe thunderstorms can be discrete, meaning that they are by themselves, or they can be multicellular, meaning that there is more than one storm in the area. Severe thunderstorms can also come in the form of a squall line. Not all severe thunderstorms produce hail, severe winds, and tornadoes. Some just produce hail that can reach up to the size of softballs, while some thunderstorms may only produce straight-line winds. So what is the difference between a severe thunderstorm watch, a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado watch, and a tornado warning? First, we will start with a severe thunderstorm watch. All a severe thunderstorm watch means is that severe weather is expected in the next few hours in your area. When a severe thunderstorm watch is issued for your area, you should put your severe weather safety plan into effect so that you are prepared to act in the event of a severe thunderstorm warning later in the day. When a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your area, that means severe weather is occurring, and you should take shelter immediately inside a sturdy building and try, if possible, to get to the lowest part of the level, as straight-line winds could destroy that building, bringing debris down onto you. Now that we know what a severe thunderstorm watch and warning is, let's talk about tornado watches and tornado warnings. When a tornado watch is issued for your area, that means the 3 key ingredients that are needed for tornadoes are there. That being moisture, instability, and lift. Or as my former meteorology teacher Steve Carano says, the chocolate chip cookie ingredients. When a tornado watch is issued for your area, you should immediately put your severe weather safety plan into effect. That way, you are prepared if and when a tornado warning is issued for your area. And finally, a tornado warning means that either a tornado has been reported by law enforcement, emergency management, a storm spotter, or the public and is currently on the ground, or the tornado has been confirmed by the National Weather Service because of a CC drop or debris ball on the storm. If a tornado warning is issued for your area, do not panic. Panicking makes everything worse. Simply go to the most lowest part of your house or the building that you are in and get away from the windows. If you do not have a basement in your house, then try to get to the centermost part of your home and again stay away from the windows. By being in the centermost part of your house, you are putting the most walls that you can in between you and the outside. This could potentially save your life. If you live in a mobile home, your plan should include you leaving your mobile home and going someplace safe before a severe thunderstorm warning is even issued. Mobile homes are guaranteed death traps in the event of a tornadic storm hitting it. On May 16, 2017, there was only one fatality in the EP-2 tornado I chased, and that fatality was a direct result of somebody riding out the storm in their mobile home. Now that we know how a thunderstorm forms, what a severe thunderstorm is, and what a severe thunderstorm watch, warning, and tornado watch and warning is, let's talk about what your safety plan should include in the event of either of these warnings or watches occurring. First and foremost, you should have more than one way of receiving a warning. There is 5 different ways to receive information about severe weather on severe weather days. The first being the internet. If you go to the Storm Predictions website, spc.noaa.gov, you will be able to see if your area that you live in is in a slight risk, enhanced risk, moderate risk, or high risk for severe weather later in the day. Next, every single person listening to this podcast should have a NOAA weather radio. They might be expensive, but they will save your life. These weather radios can be purchased at Walmart for $30, or you can do what I did and go on Facebook Marketplace, and you most likely will be able to find them for cheaper. I bought mine for $15, and it works perfectly, and it has actually woken me up during the night hours. If you are worried about your NOAA weather radio going off for counties that you do not live in, you can actually set your county to only be alerted. However, I would highly suggest that if you get a NOAA weather radio, that you also include counties around you. By including the counties around you, you are giving yourself a greater lead time. This way, if a storm to your southwest goes up in a different county and it goes severe warned or tornado warned, you will effectively know about it before it reaches your county. That way, when it's about to cross into your county and your county is about to get a warning, you will have already known about it and you will already be in your safe place ready for this storm to come over you. The third way that you can receive weather information when severe weather is occurring in your area is by WEAs, or wireless emergency alerts. However, I would not solely rely on WEAs, as that relies on your data connection. And if you are in a data hole, you will not receive one. So that is why it is best to rely on a NOAA weather radio. If you live in a big city, most likely they have an alert system set up for emergency alerts, such as Norman, Oklahoma, where they have an emergency notification system called Alert Norman. Whenever a tornado watch or tornado warning is issued, a message is sent out on this alert system to everybody who is signed up to it. And I believe that that is a pretty good way of being able to receive alerts about severe weather. However, again, this requires data. So if you are in a data hole, you will not receive that until after the event. Another way to receive information about severe weather on severe weather days is by using your local TV station or radio. And finally, your closest friends, family, or coworkers can also be used as a source, especially if they stay up to date on severe weather information. If you are indoors, do not, and I repeat, do not rely on outdoor sirens to tell you when severe weather is occurring or will be occurring. Outdoor sirens are meant for people who are outdoors and doing outdoor activities. they are not meant for people indoors. Next, your severe weather safety plan should include where you are going to shelter in place in the event of a severe thunderstorm watch, warning, or tornado watch or warning being issued for your area. Next, your plan should also include where you are going to evacuate in the event of a tornado or severe thunderstorm going through your area and causing major damage. Once you have figured out where you will evacuate to in the event of a tornado hitting your town or straight line winds hitting your town, you should have a communication line in place. This includes an out-of-town contact or an out-of-state contact, because when severe weather hits your area, most likely the power lines will be down and you will not be able to contact anyone in your city or surrounding areas. Whereas if you have somebody who is out of state, you will be able to reach them much more easily. You should also include an emergency meeting place, whether that is inside your house, in your neighborhood, outside your neighborhood, or outside of your town or city. By having an emergency meeting place, this means that your family will know exactly where and when they should meet after severe weather has occurred. Finally, your severe weather safety plan should include an EPK, or otherwise known as an emergency preparedness kit. Your emergency preparedness kit should include things such as the following. You should have at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 3 days. You also have to remember that this water is not just for drinking, but it's also to sanitize items that you may be using. Your EPK should also include at least 3 days worth of food that is non-perishable in the event of a natural disaster. Your EPK should also include a battery-operated or hand-cranked radio, and you should also get a hand-cranked NOAA weather radio. A flashlight, first aid kit, extra batteries, and whistle should also be in an EPK. The whistle will be to signal for help in the event that you are caught under debris. Your EPK should also include a dust mask to help filter out contaminated air particles that might now be in the air as a result of debris. Your EPK should also include duct tape or a SAM splint in the event that you come upon somebody who has a fractured bone, or you yourself have a fractured bone. Your EPK should include things such as moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties, so that way you can be sanitized during a natural disaster. Your EPK should also include wrenches or pliers, so that way you can turn off utilities in the event that they are still on after a natural disaster has occurred. You should also have a map of the city that you live in, so that way when severe weather occurs and your whole town is destroyed, you will still be able to know exactly where you are and how to get help. Finally, you should have power banks in your EPK as well for your cell phone in the event that the power goes out. This way, you will have a fully charged cell phone, hopefully throughout the entire duration of the event. I also believe that with the current situation that the entire world is in, you should also include face masks in your EPK. Once you have completed your own EPK, you should figure out where you want to store your EPK, whether that is inside your car or your house. Have a place that you can safely store your EPK and use in the event of a severe thunderstorm watch, warning, tornado watch, or warning being issued for your area. Well guys, in 2017 I began to chase more frequently. That meant that I was around storm damage more often. On May 16th, 2017, I chased an EF-2 tornado that went through the southeastern part of Elk City, Oklahoma. I arrived on scene minutes after the tornado had destroyed the southeastern part of the city. I felt absolutely helpless. Fast forward to February of 2019, I had read a few forums on a website for weather enthusiasts about this thing called CERT. I looked up CERT Oklahoma on Google and saw that More Oklahoma Emergency Management had a class available that started in April. Almost immediately, I sent one of the coordinators an email so that I could get signed up for this class. And I will tell you this, that class changed how I looked at severe weather safety. So why should you get CERT trained? Being trained in CERT will give you the right amount of knowledge to be able to help somebody in the event of a serious natural disaster. And CERT will also be able to help you learn skills that you can use at home in the event of an injury or fire. I believe that every civilian should take this course if they have a fire department or emergency management near them that offers it. Because in most cases, when a natural disaster hits an area, the 911 dispatch center is going to be very much tied up, and you might not see emergency rescue crews in your area for a long time. This means that if you are trained in CERT, you will be able to react correctly to a natural disaster and help those who are in need of help. Well, guys, we have finally reached the end of the road for today's podcast. I hope that I have helped you become more severe weather aware, and I hope that you have learned a thing or two on how you can become better prepared in the event of severe weather in your area. As always, guys, I hope that you have a safe 2020 storm season, and I will see you under the Meso.